we are back doing little fun short videos of some of the interesting whiskies we've got on the shelves, because quite frankly we've got nothing else to do just now. Really.
I like the way you said fun and you looked utterly miserable as you said it.
Isn't that the fun feeling? It's when you say you're having fun but you're miserable.
Everything's fun.
Everything's so much fun. But we do have fun doing these videos because we get to drink whiskies. And today we're going to do 2 whiskies in a video. So it's going to be a bit shorter than the other ones we did. Just to sort of keep people's attention a little bit more, because we found, especially the way we talk, we kind of rattle on a bit. As I'm doing now, funnily enough. So we're going to head straight into these whiskies. It's going to be 2 per video. We're going to do 3 videos. Just a reminder that we are just doing half nips because we don't want to get steaming. Sometimes that happens.
Also, don't judge us. We can be full nips if they want. We don't have to explain that we're not drinking whole nips.
No, we will once
They
the third
can't judge us.
No, but once the 3rd video comes and we're half cut.
That's right.
Right, so first one we've got is one we have spoken about before. This is one we're quite lucky to have. So this is a pretty collectible whiskey, and we got it. We were able to buy it and put our name on the list on the condition that we opened it and drank it, which was fine with us because we would have never kept it anyway. Really, let's be honest. We're not putting a whiskey in a cupboard.
You're more of a, I'll put this away and see what it's worth in a little while than I am.
Yeah,
I'd say.
No, but even then I get like, nah, it's not worth anything just now. Let's chuck it on the shelf.
There's one bottle I bought to keep and it lasted about 3 days. So
Yeah.
I drank it with the man I bought it from as well, which is even better. Callie, good lad.
But this is one that people will buy and it'll stay in their cupboard for a while, and it's a bit of a shame because it's a lovely whiskey. So this is the Daftmill 2007. This is the winter batch release. So
do you want to do your sort of whiskey shop name dropping stuff, and then I'll tell them about the distillery?
yeah, it's not a name drop. We literally bought it from Nick. But yeah. So again,
how we got it and why?
Yeah, well, so Nick, Nick sold it to us on the condition that we sent him a picture of it with it open, which gave me an excuse to have a nip straight away, to be honest. So that was fine. And it's because he enjoys seeing people, enjoy the whiskies. And we're one of only, I believe, about 2 or 3 bars in the city that have this whiskey. And
the reason behind its collectability is basically because it's a relatively new distillery, and it's a working farm distillery in the Lowlands. So they only produce spirit around their farming calendar. So there are summer releases and winter releases, and they're very limited. I mean, they'll do, sometimes less than 100 casks or whatever, and it's very, very limited.
Oh, yeah.
And because of that limited nature of it, collectors, I talk about collector drams and drinker drams, and a collector will buy that bottle with no intention of drinking it whatsoever, because these bottles are, I think they come out for what? Not, they're more expensive than they should be for the age and what they are.
I think they come out around £100 or so,
and they're immediately 300-400 quid because there's very limited amounts. There's very little on the market, and people just put them away into their collections and keep them. So it's very few people are actually getting to drink it and taste it. So it's quite nice to have it in the bar and you can try it, because trying to buy a bottle you'll be spending hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
I mean, this is one you don't want to spend £200 on a bottle to find out you don't like it.
I quite like that though. I think that's possibly one of the things that people enjoy about it is it's a working farm distillery. So it's in the How of Fife, which I've been enjoying saying all day. It's been farmland for over thousands of years, but it's actually close to like it's a 6th or century Pictish stone for any of our archaeology friends. They started producing in 2005. They're one of these distilleries where everything is done on site. So their barley is grown on the farm. It's then their water comes from a local artesian well, apparently. Water. And as I say, they operate around the farming calendar. So, like I say, they're sort of limited releases, a Lowland dram, and it's very, very tasty. But yeah, get on it. It does. It's light. It's fruity. It's got these kind of very mellow Lowland characteristics. I sometimes say plain, but I shouldn't say that.
No, it's not plain. It's just very subtle. It doesn't. But this comes back to, as we've said many times, of what type of whiskies you normally drink. This wouldn't be one you normally go for.
It's really nice though.
Because it's very light. You would rather go for
it's
probably
not
the next
dull.
one in this video. But so when you say plain, it's not because it
not
hasn't got
plain.
the nice flavours. It's because it doesn't pack the same punch that maybe you are.
You know,
used to.
some Lowlands I will say are, some whiskies I will say are plain in that very Scottish way. What kind of crisps would you like? Plain. But it's got lovely sort of sponge cakey, fruity notes. Victoria sponge or something, you know, like that kind of.
Definitely.
And then it's got some sort of.
I don't think it lingers very much either. So it's.
I haven't even tried it yet because you know me, I'll sit.
Yeah. Oh no, you'll make love to it with your eyes.
I will. I'll sit in the bath.
And then occasionally other bits.
Engage. Oh yeah, there you go. We're not in a nightclub, Darren. Yeah, it's got these really lovely sort of very light but slightly sweet, like I say, cakey almost would be a good one, but not cakey in like a sherried way, but in a really light, like I say, like a
sponge cake.
cakey
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing. Also, yeah, you get those kind of light. Syrupy, fruity notes on the top
I
of
do
it.
like it when they call it the Kingdom of Fife.
The Kingdom of Fife. It's in the How of Fife, down by the Bow of Fife.
It's
The
bottled,
Cuthbert family.
but it's
run it.
bottled around in the area as well. I don't think it's bottled on the farm, but it's bottled in the same area, isn't it?
I think most of their processes, they're one of the few distilleries that are sort of growing, sort of malting their own barley. They're sort of hand turning it. They're doing all these things that are.
So everything, I think it's everything but the bottling is done on the farm, and even I think the bottling is done still in the same region. So it never goes very far.
I just realised I touched my face there, but.
Sorry, I've seen you use sanitizer inside, so.
And like, quite frankly, we've been close to each other for a long time, so it doesn't really matter.
That's very touching. Have you tried it yet?
No. Because I like to leave it. The reason I do that is I like to leave it a lot, and I do like to talk about it. But I do like to, because I mean, you'll find that you never had a dram and you've kind of been chatting away and you've forgotten about it, and then you go back to it and you're like, Christ, is that the same one?
Yeah, I know. I know. I touch on my.
I just like to give. Yeah, I mean, we're cool. We're in our little bubble.
Yeah, and
we're fine.
as I said, we sanitize our hands constantly to the point where my hands are pretty wrecked at the moment.
Mine are alright because I got that really cool hand cream.
Well, yeah, whiskey video, right? Not hand cream video.
Yeah, sorry. We could do a sanitizer video at this point. It's lovely, and I just like the way it evolves as the alcohol evaporates and it's settling, and I just like to sort of mull it over, particularly when we're trying these things for the first time. But yours is finished, so I like it.
It's not finished. I've still got a bit left. Well, you know what? I think that's the problem with the half nips as well. You can't really like have a sip and leave it and stuff, because the half nip, you have a sip and that's pretty much all of it gone.
It's quite a nice peppery finish.
Yeah.
It's got because I, as you like to point out, prefer sort of cast strength drams and sort of heavily peated things, and I mean I don't prefer them. I like all of them, but like my tastes tend to be that big punch of flavour. So every time I drink a whiskey, particularly the first one you have in a day, I expect that, but it doesn't. It's just really.
Which I'd like to point out. Well done us. This is the first round we've had today, and it's nearly 2 o'clock. It's not bad.
Yeah. Good for you. There's sorry, but it has no initial, super burn. Like on the front of your tongue or anything. It has this nice little peppery kind of excitement at the back of your tongue.
So there's nothing at the front. It's what follows through that you really get the burn.
Boom, but it's super smooth, and again, that's kind of like a Lowland characteristic. I think is with sort of mild flavors that sort of come at you in the end rather than that.
Like one of my favourites is the Auchentoshan. The 12, which is lovely. Another Lowland, and it's the same sort of characteristics of you don't get an initial punch, but you do get these really nice flavours followed through with it. Glenkinchie as well is really nice.
Can you imagine there's a whole bunch of boys who've got that on their shelf and they just don't know how nice it is?
I know it's sort of a
Really
shame, which is
annoying,
what I really like that we've got it here, because if people do have it sitting at home and they don't want to crack open their £400 bottle of whiskey but want to have a taste, they can come and have a dram with us.
You can have your cake and eat it.
Indeed, and
Apparently,
yeah, well,
it's really nice though. That's
now I'm just
really,
thinking about
really
cake a lot, so
nice. It's really nice
Yeah.
for a Lowland, and like I say, I'm a little bit. They're all right.
well, I see, I really like my Auchentoshan, so
It's got this lovely complex nose though. Yours is gone, but have
no, I've got the glass though.
a beautiful kind of. I don't know what it is. It's almost bitter, but then. It's very nice. Very, very nice indeed.
It is.
I'd highly recommend trying
It's
that.
a really nice dram, that, and especially because you won't get a bottle of this for yourself more than likely. You're unlikely to buy a bottle of this to sit and drink at home yourself.
Or if you want to jump online and buy one in their next release, stuff like that. It's if you want to buy a bottle of whiskey, it's going to instantly increase in price by a couple £100 and then punt it. That's probably a good shout.
Oh, for this one, absolutely is. But I think they're quite tough to get. I mean, that's what the Aberdeen Whiskey Shop. I think my understanding is they've got almost not a wait list, but put your name down for it. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we got our name down for it.
Pre-order.
Yeah, almost this is coming up, and we got our name down on it because we were like, we will open it and it's here for people to drink and enjoy.
Well, that's it.
And that's what we like.
There's a collector's market and there's a drinker's market. And
Yeah. But this is one that was really nice to drink, so it's quite a shame that it's going to sit on somebody's shelf for 5 years.
Absolutely.
But as we said, if we want to come down and
It's like making
and
an
taste
album
it yourself,
and go and listening to it.
that's exactly it. So yeah, I mean, this is a good one that people can come down and try, and we're not going to get our bottle of this one in certainly, because by now
That's long gone.
I mean, these closed bottles are now probably double the price as it is. So.
I saw one today. It was what, £400, something like that.
Same bottling, or
Yeah.
fucking hell. Well, there you go then. But so it's a really nice one to come down. A really light one.
So it's very, and I just really like. It's very interesting. I'd say it would be a very good dram for a first-time whiskey drinker, but also, if you like your drams, it's really like I'm pretty harsh when it comes to things I don't like, and I'll be like, yeah, that's shite. But it's really interesting, and from a man whose palate's been battered by cigarettes and Islay whiskies and Guinness, and Tabasco sauce.
And women.
Yeah, that too. It's very interesting from every point of view. So yeah, absolutely fantastic dram. Highly recommend you try it.
Well, we move on to the next one then.
Let's do it.
So the next one is one that you're gonna like. It's one we've done before.
I already like. I know I like it.
Yeah, so it's one we've done before as part of one of the virtual whiskey clubs, I believe. This was an online one, wasn't it?
I think it was. This in the one that I sort of only got two of.
No. This was before that.
All right, cool.
I think. Wait, we've lost track of which ones we've done. So if someone could comment and let us know, so we can check for future which one this was.
Smoky Islay whiskey tasting, my memory only goes to about the second dram, and then I can't really remember.
I think this one was one we maybe did even in the first online one. I know Hayden is keeping a list, so he's keeping a list better than we are. We should probably step up our game. So.
Nah. I'm fine right here, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. So this one is Kilchoman 2010 vintage. It's a 9-year-old, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, matured over 9 years. There's 15,000 of this batch, and it's at 48%.
Oh.
All right.
Sorry.
But I believe you've got some notes, haven't you?
I do have some notes. Actual information.
Informations.
My sprungers engorged at the presence of information. Machar Bay. This is Machar Bay's sort of favourite, really, really nice beach on the island of Islay, which is where a lot of these sort of distilleries are.
Is it Machar or Machar?
Machar.
Oh, that's a shame.
Machir. Machir.
Oh, that's so close.
It's from Islay, so God knows how it's pronounced. I imagine it depends on how many of these you've had.
Oh, in that case.
Kilchoman was the first new distillery to be built on Islay in like 126 624 years. I can't read more right.
It's written down there,
Yeah. They also use a portion of their own barley that's grown on site at a local farm. But I didn't know is that they also use barley malted from Port Ellen maltings, and the separate releases or they bottle separate releases depending on where the grain has come from, which you might find really dull. I find quite interesting.
I find it quite interesting.
No, you didn't. You called me a nerd when I said that to you.
It can be true.
You called
Things
me a
can
geek.
be two things.
So, which is quite nice. Obviously, Port Ellen is hugely sought after and very old distillery. They don't produce anymore. And if you find bottles of Port Ellen, they're usually insanely pricey.
Yeah.
But they're very, very nice.
Yeah.
I tried a really nice one down in. Wow, that's a memory that I have. That's a memory that's come back. Remember when we were down in Glasgow and we went into the pub?
Yeah.
I had a really expensive Port Ellen. Do you remember that?
No. That was a long day.
It was.
If anyone was interested in our
I had a
Facebook
really,
and stuff
really
back
nice
then.
Port Ellen down in the Bonaccord bar in Glasgow. If you're ever near there, I highly recommend it. It's my favourite whiskey bar ever.
That was the first, apart from us, obviously.
Yeah. But I work here, so I'm allowed to have an outside of my own work favourite whiskey bar. My favourite bar I don't have to work in.
It was amazing. That was the first time I've been in there. I've obviously been to Glasgow a bunch, but it's the first time I've been in there. I probably walked past it before.
It's quality,
and it was
pub.
really
Just looks
nice.
Like there's a guy reading a paper with his Doug.
Speaking of the staff in there, that was brilliant as well. They were lovely, and it was them that gave us the idea to do the whiskey club in the first place. And that's where we started our first whiskey club in the bar back in December. From, I mean, it's
a great pub. It's just a normal, dude's bar. There's a boy with his dog reading his paper, but then they've got 500 beautiful malts on them, and it's just a really nice bar. But anyway, they had some Port Ellen down there. I digress. But some of these they use Port Ellen maltings, which is interesting if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm reading the back of it now, and then I mean,
it's just a savoury peat.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say this is going to be one that you really enjoy. And I know you do, but I can't remember if I liked it. I'm sure this was like one of the first online whiskey clubs we did.
It's not a dirty TCP peat, I will say, like a Lefroy or some of those ones. It's more of a sort of light clinical kind of, you know what I mean? A dirty TCP. No.
No? No.
You never just drank Lefroy so much one night you wake up you got a dirty
head. Well, when you and I went out a few weeks ago, remember? We both came in the next day going, what the hell were we drinking?
Dirty
And I think it was
awful.
I think it was a mix of Lefroy and Bunnahabhain.
Dirty Lefroy headache.
And I woke up the next day and I assumed I'd been licking an ashtray the night before.
I mean, this has elements of that TCP, but a very, very small.
It's totally different. I mean,
but
it doesn't have the smokiness.
It's that light,
that those have.
clinical kind of clean notes,
Yeah.
as opposed to a dirty meld of lots of things.
If you were to smell this next to a Lefroy or Coley Line stuff, it smells totally different, but you still get the same. You still get the peaty smell through it.
I still have a photo of you trying Lefroy for the first time in my wallet.
It wasn't the first time I tried it. It was,
judging by your face, it looks like it was the first time you tried it.
It wasn't a fun day. That was down in Glasgow at the Tenants Trade Show.
Lefroy had a stand and they were taking photos with had a Polaroid and they were taking photos of folk in the having their first trial of Lefroy. Now your first trial of Lefroy is like, come on.
But it wasn't even like my first smoky whiskey of the day.
No,
it's just.
Well, you don't expect that.
No, it was just a.
It's great because they take a photo of me and I'm like.
Which is in my wallet, by the way. We have photos of each other in our wallets. We've digressed again. Anyway,
fine.
So back to this whiskey.
Yeah, it's really light. You get those sort of phenolic kind of peaty notes, but again, it's very clean, sort of clinical things, and I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. But really, really nice. They do an awful good range of stuff. They had a Loch Gorm, which was one I remember off the top of my head, which was a heavy sherry finish, which was beautiful.
The sweet apricot and vanilla on the finish.
Yeah.
But It also says it's got banana through the palate, which I don't.
These are
I don't get, and we always, we always taste it first. We're looking at stuff, and
these are nice things to look at. And if you're struggling, it's fair enough.
Yeah,
but like,
it helps you place some of the flavors.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as I said, I don't get I sort of get the sweet
there is
tobacco.
a cloviness in that I wouldn't have picked up on my own because I'm like cloves. Who cares about
No,
them?
the only thing I really get the cloves from is rums like Dark Matter and Banditi, which are like heavily cloved.
See, I love that. On the nose, it's really light. You get an undercurrent smoke, but as soon as you that's nice. Oh mama. And that carbon just sort of like sits on your tongue.
That's what literally you get the taste of it, and it sits there and it stays. And you breathe through your nose, and it all just comes like you can smell it through your own
bonfire.
Yeah, absolutely. You do get that
if you
really
sat next to a campfire or bonfire all day, and then you get home and you smell
it says there, chimney smoke. That's on the palate. Chimney smoke.
I've never
is
had
on
a
the
chimney, so I don't know what chimney smoke is.
I would imagine it tastes much the same as other smoke, but they've tried to make it sound fancy.
That is it. I did get to very luckily stay in like some massive Highland mansion one night. Sorry, I wasn't hoovering. It was like a. No, I can't get away with that anymore.
I don't think that was everyone's first guess.
I thought that's what you were implying. Sorry.
Not this time.
It was a whiskey related thing. With Dalmore, we got put up in this really.
Oh
nice
man, you tell me
mansion.
about that. Aye. Why don't we get any nice things with Dalmore like that?
I don't think you're. I think the times have changed, mate. But
if Dalmore are watching, would like to give us a free night.
Dalmore are wonderful. What a wonderful distillery tour I got at Dalmore. And I'm not just saying that because Darren wants some free stuff. If like I've been to a lot of distilleries and they're nice, but like
I've never been to one.
They're all kind of the same. But Dalmore had a really, really nice, lovely history and a lovely vintage kind of look to their stuff. They had a lot of like their older production equipment as opposed to like a dude on a laptop, and it was just really nice.
See, again, something I've said in the whiskey clubs, I've never actually been to a distillery, which is ridiculous, but it's because whenever I'm out and about, I'm on the bike, and I can't legally go to a distillery and have whiskies and then go on a motorbike and go somewhere, even to a camp nearby. And quite frankly, I'm not going to a distillery and not having whiskey, because that...
We should maybe just go on one and get Bianca a drive.
You're brave. To be fair, she said before she would. But yeah, I really like that. That's really nice. And I'm not one for tea.
That's good.
It wouldn't be my first choice. For me, it's not quite as fruity as like the Colila 13 that we had.
You got to think where it sits as well, because like if that was the first dram you had today, you'd have probably been like.
Yeah, like where has the moisture gone? Yeah, why have I just licked your cigarettes?
But I don't smoke anymore, mate.
Just
vaping.
Fine, why have I just licked your lungs?
You could do like a vape whiskey pairing.
Oh fuck right off.
No, yeah, I hate that. Yeah, I've made myself sad by saying that.
Yeah.
But yes, Kilchoman, not just this one. This is the 2010 vintage, but they have a whole. Oh no, I'm not supposed to do that. A whole bunch of.
I was wondering if you were going to notice.
Really nice, because I get excited and I hit things. A bunch of really nice. Their cast strength is beautiful. They had a Loch Gormac super heavy sherry bomb, and it was really it just souped all the moisture out of your mouth. It was beautiful.
I try a lot of the Islas because that's what we actually have to do, and people are maybe going, "Oh yeah, what a fucking difficulty that is, sitting drinking whiskies occasionally." But
if you don't like it,
well, this is I don't enjoy some of these. Like some of them aren't to my taste. Some of them are lovely, but they're not to my taste. Especially the Islas. There's a couple Islas I've had that I mean I don't. There's one or two I've not even finished because they're just too much for me.
Again, like saying Islay again is like a huge generalization of a region that is very complex and has very
like Bruichladdich, I love those. Those are Islas.
See, I don't like Islas, but if I bought you a Lagavulin, he'd be like, oh. So like, I mean, that's an Isla. So
well, it's like the Bruichladdich as well as one as you say. Oh,
but Bruichladdich are on P.
I know, but that's what I mean. But like, if I say Islas, then it technically includes Bruichladdich, but I actually enjoy them a lot. Yeah. It's this big peaty smoky ones I'm not a big fan of. There are certain ones that I find interesting and I'll enjoy the taste in ways. The Lefroy Quarter Cask is the nutty one. The Colila sherry. The Carnmore bottling we got. It was lovely. I mean, it's mostly gone in the bar now, I think, because it was so nice.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So there's some really interesting ones that I do enjoy drinking, but some just not too much for me. But yeah, that's it for this one. We're going to have 2 more of these videos coming this week. So if everything goes to plan, this one you'll be watching on Monday. We'll post the next one on Wednesday, and the one after that on Friday. And then on this Sunday, we're back at the whiskey tasting, the whiskey club. Our virtual whiskey club is back on the 23rd. So if you want to take part, you can still play time and knit down and grab your set. It's $27.50 for 5 drams. Our strongest whiskey tasting we've done, because there's only one that's less than 50%.
Yes, Pete's going to eat
Pete,
before
yeah.
this
We're
one
going to sit down and have a
on
romantic
Sunday.
meal first. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully enjoy the next 2 to come, as well as our whiskey tapes on Sunday if you're taking part.
Thank you very much. Take care. Stay safe.